Bob, hari ini kita bakal membedah trailer kedua Morbius. Para panelis kita malam ini terdiri daripada saya, Nadzru Iskandar daripada BuzzPopTV. Kaki cosplay kita Wan Muhammad. What's up, Wan?
I'm okay, bro.
Alright. Serta admin Marvel Fanbase Malaysia, Justin Chang. What's up, Justin?
Hello guys, how are you?
Okay. Rasa macam demam sikit. Demam vampire.
Ya,
Serta
panas.
panelis kaki review kita, Abang Faris Osman Yunus. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Saya vampire ini.
Kau Dracula, penaklukkan Dracula.
Dracula.
Okay guys, so mula-mula aku nak minta maaf kepada semua penonton yang dah lama menunggu. Sorry guys, unfortunately bila kita nak bedah trailer, dia ada editing video sikit, so sebab tu kita start lambat malam ni. Sorry guys. So dengan itu kita akan mulakan dengan reaksi satu ayat. Okay, so reaksi satu ayat aku adalah intriguing. Sebenarnya aku tak kisah sangat tentang Morbius ni. Aku tak suka pun macam watak Morbius ni. And I couldn't be bothered when the teaser came out setahun lepas. Aku macam, what the fuck is this shit? It will never work without Spider-Man. Tapi bila tengok trailer rasmi yang keluar minggu lepas, aku macam, fuck. Macam menarik je benda ni, macam menarik je. Intriguing indeed. So, Faris, aku dah curi kau punya reaksi satu ayat. So, yes. Apakah reaksi satu ayat anda?
Jangan pause. Aku dah gelar sebab I was like, oh. Yes, definitely my reaksi is very intriguing because I mengakulah I'm not really a strong comic book fan, but when I see the trailer, it's really intriguing. Buat aku macam nak tahu what is it all about, you know? And I also have this thing where I would prefer villains to be introduced in horror in the hero films first before have a solo film.
Betul.
You know, ini kau terus hantam solo film macam Venom you already have in Tobey Maguire punya Spider-Man 3 and then you have a solo film. It's okay, you know, kau dah tahu karakter ini terus bam. You know, so it has to be something yang so menarik that people are willing to spend their money to make a solo film. Intriguing, yes, and also just like Nick said, I don't really care much, but please impress me.
Cool. Aku suka kata-kata Faris tu. Justin, your thoughts about the Morbius trailer?
Oh, better than the first trailer, better than what I expected. Hopefully it will live up to the expectations because like cerita Morbius ni actually maybe most people don't know or don't really care about the character lah, but yang saya grew up when in the 90s kan, masa saya tengok masa kecil-kecil kartun Spider-Man zaman 90-an kan, Spider-Man the animated series kan, Morbius plays a huge part in the Spider-Man Spider-Man universe tau. So because they are now in separate company, so macam agak susah sikit. So it feels like there's a possibility for crossover lah, but like what I love is the potential that they go, because like apa Sony yang nak buat ni sekarang ialah dari dulu lagi dia nak buat Black Cat punya movie kan, so I suspect maybe they can cross over Black Cat with Morbius or something lah. Because like Morbius is considered as the supernatural part of Marvel, but he's also partially scientific because dia punya transformation is more scientific based punya transformation. Dia bukannya macam traditional vampire yang kena gigit lepas tu ada blood transfusion. He has blood transfusion, but the way he becomes a vampire is very different. Dia punya physiology dia pun lain juga. So there's a lot of things but in the comics kan it's very weird, you know. The comics in the animated series, dia punya tangan pun ada suction, you know. So I remember that. This one I don't know. This one looks more like a bat punya vampire bat punya style. So he has that look lah, that very menacing, very mean look lah. So it looks very promising lah, because like kalau Venom kan nampak macam low budget sikit. This one looks like they have more effects, so I feel like they can do something more with that. It's just that hopefully there's more connective crossover lah with with the other Spider-Man related movies lah. Maybe to the MCU, something like that.
Maybe.
Maybe lah.
By the way, masa kau tonton dalam animated series tu, was he a villain ke, anti-hero ke, ally ke, macam mana?
He's an anti-hero actually. Dia memang anti-hero because at first kan he started as like the rival, affectionate rival to Peter Parker. Sebab dulu Peter Parker dating dengan Felicia Hardy. That's after Peter Parker sudah berpisah dengan Mary Jane Watson lah. So there was a time Peter Parker dia berdating dengan Felicia Hardy. Felicia Hardy is Black Cat. So Felicia Hardy kebetulan masa tu pun she was also I remember she was studying under professor. Then the professor is Dr. Morbius lah, Michael Morbius. So because this was during the college time, college years. So masa tu dia ada like cinta tiga segi lah. Belas-belas Felicia Hardy tu dia sayang dengan Morbius lah. And then Morbius kebetulan masa tu bila dia jadi vampire, Blade pula yang datang. Blade ada keluar. And then because Blade is a vampire hunter kan. So that's why I say there's a lovely promising there lah. Cause like Blade nak cuba bunuh Morbius, tapi last Blade dengan Morbius, spoiler mereka jadi macam partner pula. Macam mereka jadi partners in fighting crime.
Is it like Habibi? Are they like Habibi in crime?
not that type of romantic partner lah, but more like partners in crime lah, as in like mereka they fight crime together lah, because he turns out Blade macam salah faham dengan Morbius, so like eventually he accepts Morbius as a friend, so mereka sama-sama I think they go to fight other supernatural villains, something like that. But in the animated series they make it very simple lah. Dia masih buat macam Black Cat dengan Morbius like boyfriend girlfriend like that. But here I don't know whether they will do that or not. So you know,
we can only wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see. Yeah.
Wan, reaksi satu ayat kau silakan Wan.
Reunion Batman dengan Joker. Oh, okey lah. Bagi pendapat aku, setelah apa yang telah berlaku dengan Venom, I mean, in Venom first, aku very macam bukan kata skeptikal, macam tak menaruh harapan tinggi sangat tau. Dan lepas tu bila aku tengok pun aku tak berapa kenal, because Venom was not a villain. And now bila tengok Venom 2 pun aku kata okay lah. And then when they come up Morbius, aku sebenarnya intrigue bukan sebab Morbius tau, aku intrigue sebab ada Michael Keaton kat situ. So I was like, adakah ini akan connect dengan MCU? Aku tak bila ada Michael Keaton itu macam wait a minute, ini macam bagi statement ni, macam buat statement tau. And then dia tak imply pun kakak siapa Mamat tu. It can be just a fellow over there kan. Kita yang imply cakap Mamat ni adalah Adrian Toom, daripada ni apa ni semua kan. But I think it's Adrian Toom lah kan, sebab Sony yang buat, takkanlah kau nak misdirect kita macam Ryan Johnson kan. Kau taklah seteruk tu Sony, aku faham. So I think I'm more intrigued in how this gonna connect to MCU. Okay, by the way, aku nak puji satu benda je pasal Morbius ni. Bunyi trailer menakutkan lah. Masa mula-mula tu aku memang terkejut betul lah. Tengok bam macam terus macam ada PTSD siap. Apa benda ni? Yes, itulah aku punya harapan. Tengok apa macam mana kalau betul ni daripada MCU, macam mana kan diorang nak connect ni dengan MCU. Yep. Reunion Batman dengan Joker. So, ni apa ni lawan ni?
Aku tak perasan.
Kau tak perasan Batman dengan Joker ada masalah dengan kucing. Tak tahu kalau ada kucing. Bila Justin Randall tu, kau ada kucing pula. Baguslah tu.
Hitam begitu.
Hitam lah.
Dua ada masalah dengan kucing. Betul. Alright, so kita ada beberapa soalan yang menarik ya. Pertama, kita ada soalan daripada Nameless yang bertanya sama ada ni PG-13 ataupun R-rated. Aku dah check dekat IMDb, Morbius is PG-13 bro. So ni nak buat duit, dia nak make sure budak-budak umur 13 pergi tengok. So unfortunate. Seterusnya Munif Malik mengatakan reaksi satu ayat dia, Redemption. Jared Leto nampaknya determined untuk do a comic book character, right? Yes, betul. Aku memang tak kisah pun, tapi bila kau tengok overlay ni macam fuck weh. Dia punya makeup effect tu cantik tu. Kalau tu betul-betul Jared Leto yang berlakon tu aku macam baik.
Well, I personally don't think it's redemption. It's just that they pay Leto a lot of money and Leto is a good actor. you know, because I don't think it's a redemption. Because these actors, you know, if they are what I call journeyman. They pelakon ni, diorang bukan ni kisah pasal the backstory of the comic. Once you hire for the job, baru diorang research tau. You know, it's not they go and find another comic book character to do. I mean, Matt Smith himself has turned down, which we will talk about Matt Smith later, has turned down superhero punya roles. You know, tapi tiba dia muncul. You know, they have to have some agreement of amount of money. And speaking of this overlay, yes, I don't know much about Morbius, I don't know about character, tapi aku boleh appreciate the artistry in this effects. You know, all this makeup and everything. I think it's beautiful. So that's why aku intrigued. Aku intrigued how they are going to do it. So especially an unknown director from Sweden is going to do it. So,
oh my.
What's going to happen?
Alright, komen seterusnya Nazmi Ali berkata, ada potensi tak Morbius ni akan connect dengan Blade? Maybe akan ada cameo Masyahala Ali dalam Morbius, Vampire versus Vampire Hunter. Kalau benda ni jadi, kira Jared Leto tapau habis lah. MCU, SSU, DCU. Personally, korang kena ingat ya, filem Morbius ni, dia hanya keluar bulan depan, 2 bulan Disember, because dia kena tangguh pasal COVID-19. Kalau bukan pasal COVID-19, dia sepatutnya keluar sebelum Venom 2. Maksudnya sebelum saya nak cakap post credit scene Venom 2 kalau korang dah tonton. So aku rasa skrip untuk Morbius ni ditulis sebelum post credit Venom 2 berlaku. Jadi kebarangkalian untuk crossover itu agak tipis dalam filem ini. Maybe dalam Morbius 2, maybe dalam Blade 2, we never know. But yes, it's only through COVID-19 yang tiba-tiba Morbius keluar selepas Venom, sedangkan dia patut keluar sebelum. Dan last kali untuk semua panelis, Wan.
Aku rasa populariti tinggi kot sebab Sony dia takkan jadi macam sebodoh Marvel lah. Aku sorry lah. Lepas apa yang berlaku kat Eternal, walaupun aku enjoy Eternal, lepas tu tengok pihak ada orang, aku rasa Sony tak macam tu kot. Dia kata, you know what, kita bagi Jaffa fan nak. Kita jangan buat apa yang kita dengan dua grafik dulu.
Masa dia shoot Morbius, MCU tak ada pun Blade. Okay, dia orang tak announce pun Blade will come into MCU Phase 4. Kau faham tak? Dari segi timeline, it just doesn't work, man.
Tak. Blade tu aku rasa respon lepas Kevin Feige tahu kot. Lepas kalau Morbius kau nak masuk dalam MCU? Kan, manalah tahu ni teori Brazil aku pula. Kena letak Blade, panggil Masyalah Ali cepat. Ni aku punya teori Brazil lah. Sebab I think Sony lepas apa Amy Pascal dengan awkward moment Kevin Feige tu, aku rasa Amy Pascal macam ni kot. Lepas ni kita buat semua kan, kita letak dalam MCU ya. Manalah tahu. Kan? Sekali TikTok dia masuk semua lah. Dia terus masuk. Lepas tu Kevin Feige pun react lah. Guys, kita ambil Blade. Ni haji teori Brazil ya. Mungkin tak ada kena dengan hidup mati. Kalau hanya adalah kebetulan untuk aku dapat Taco Bell sahaja. Itu sahaja.
I think Blade will be a good introduction to Morbius. But just like Justin said, Blade ni karakter yang important dalam hidup Morbius. So don't introduce dalam the movie. Give Morbius more screen time.
His time, yeah. Giving his screen time. This is his origin film, yeah.
So kalau Blade nak masuk, there's always the post credit.
Betul.
Yep. Definitely. Only just a passing mention only. Mungkin dia sebut nama saja ataupun like that. We cannot exactly expect the whole big thing lah. I agree also with what you say, Paris and Wan. Because like apa tu, benda ni kita cuma boleh harap saja. Tapi kadang-kadang apa yang kita dapat tu tak semesti yang kita nak. So you know, kita boleh berhajat sajalah sambil katakan macam gitu. Kan? Ya.
Betul. Ya, because so far tak dengar yang Morbius ada reshoot je. Contohnya kau nak pergi filmkan post credit scene dengan Tom Holland ke, dengan Eddie Brock ke. Dia orang tak ada reshoot. Dia orang sebelum COVID dah siap, and then COVID happen, dia orang tak dapat keluar. And so everything has been locked, just tinggal nak tunjuk je. Just tinggal nak tunjuk program je.
Dia push back banyak kali dah.
Just to add to the reshoot part, semua movies ada reshoots. It's just that whether this property is important enough to tell people that there are reshoots.
It's possible also, yeah.
Semua film ada reshoots. You reshoots tak semestinya involve the pelakon. Reshoots can be involve shot tangan, you know, doesn't be the hand tangan. Can be reshoot of the establishing of New York City or whatever city that the thing is set in, you know. So
maybe they reshoot in secret.
Betul?
Secret reshoot, kan? tak tahu
Maybe.
kan.
Wan, ada apa-apa lagi sebelum aku ke komen seterusnya?
Berkata mengenai mention yang Justin cakap mention Blade atau apa tu, aku rasa mungkin dia ada mention sikit, tapi kalau dia nak ambil, kalau let's say dia nak ambil shot lah, let's say Marvel tak announce Marshall Ali ke apa kan, dia akan tunjuk maybe ada motor datang kan, motor tak tunjuk shot motor punya tayar, lepas tu tunjuk ada boot dekat tengah-tengah park step down, lepas tu shot sampai atas jaket, sampai kepala dia tutup pak kan. Lepas tu dia letaklah bola kat Marvel balik. Nah,
Macam
kalau kau nak ambil,
Shazam dalam, macam Superman dalam Shazam
yes kan.
Alah.
Lepas tu dia ambil Marvel. Kalau dia despo lah sangat kan, kau despo sangat lah.
Okay, soalan seterusnya daripada Faris.
Very
No. I was wanted to comment about Shazam, but I think it's irrelevant. Okay.
Okay, so seterusnya Lucy Ong bertanya, Sony selain daripada Spider-Man, Sony ada hero lain tak? Diorang ada banyak Spider-Man. They have a whole Sony Spider-Man universe. So kau ada Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099, kau ada Spider-Gwen, kau ada Spider versi babi tu yang kartun tu, kau ada Spider-Noir, kau ada Miles Morales. Diorang ada banyak gila Spider-Man. Beratus-ratus. It's just a matter of making it into a movie.
Ya, kau lupa mesej Spider-Man yang paling penting sekali, Japanese Spider-Man. Itu yang paling penting.
Spider-Man!
Sebab dia ada robot. Dia ada robot. Kau bayangkan Sinister Six datang, kau letak satu robot. Sinister Six pun pergi 2-3 kali lah lawan Spider-Man tu.
Betul. Seterusnya Sunan Musafir bertanya, sorry aku masih ketinggalan sangat ni. Spider-Man No Way Home ada latest leaks ke? Yes, malam ada leak di Twitter 2 gambar yang mungkin sahih. Kita dah cover di BuzzPop Bincang tengah hari tadi. So check out YouTube archive kita untuk cover kita tentang Spider-Man No Way Home picture leaks daripada John Campea. Seterusnya Lucy Ons bertanya, Morbius ni dekat universe mana? Dia di Sony Spider-Man universe. So dia tak ada kaitan dengan MCU lagi.
Not yet.
Seterusnya Muhammad Aiman bertanya, apakah pendapat panelis? Adakah harapan anda Keaton adalah Vulture? Kita mulakan dengan Justin. Your hopes. Is Keaton in this trailer the Vulture?
I think he is. It's just that which version? Adakah dia tu Vulture variant ke atau apa ke? I suspect he's a variant lah, but like susah nak kata lah, because he has to be the Vulture lah. He has to be. It's just that, is it the MCU variant or is it the SMU punya variant? Susah nak cakap. So it could be those. Yeah. I suspect like that lah.
Wan, silakan. Spekulasi kau?
Batman lah bro. Kau Batman dia jumpa vampire lah. Because spekulasi aku setuju dengan Justin. It can be MCU or can be this particular universe variant lah. Tapi kalau aku nak berteori Brazil lah, tu MCU punya tu. Dia nak tunggu crossover sekarang. Dia tunjuk. Lepas dia pakai baju putih yang sama tau, macam dekat ending Far From Home. Macam boleh lepas masuk penjara ke apa kan. But I don't know, what kalau nak connect dalam story, what is the mention, sebab dia kata dekat Morbius dia kata unit ni apa kan. So adakah dia orang perlukan Michael Keaton ni untuk buat satu device yang boleh buat Dr. Morbius ni advance ke apa ke kan. So mungkin we see how lah to connect.
Okay, Faris, last one before kita mulakan 5 babak menarik daripada trailer.
Michael Keaton is neither Vulture or Batman. He's Beetlejuice. It's showtime!
Dated sangat bro, dated sangat. Most of the penonton tak beranak lagi masa Michael Keaton jadi Beetlejuice.
Tahun 1988, tahun Wan Muhammad lahir.
Itu before Batman lah. Before Batman.
Before Batman, it was Beetlejuice.
I agree with Justin is going to be Vulture. However, personally, I don't think he should be in a movie lah, sebab kau mengconfusekan orang ramai. Ini MCU ke, ini SSU ke, you know. I just yes, there has been, you know, all those confusion about poster masa dia jalan dekat lorong, ada Sam Raimi punya Spider-Man lah. Ayo, just make it straightforward lah, you know. As it is MCU dah establish itself. Sekarang SSU, Sony Spider-Man Universe nampak sangat macam nak menempel tupang glamour tau.
Yes.
You know, which to me is salah Amy Pascal lah. Sorry lah Kak Amy, you know. Kau nak tumpang glamour, you know, tumpang duit, tumpang profit. Oh, you're successful. Go tumpang, you know. Tapi
Betul.
at least I give them credit, dia jangan buat macam DCEU where dia longgok satu hero dalam Justice League, solo movie pun kau lambat, solo movie pun kau tak
Ada. They had plans for Sinister Six film, tapi pasal Amazing Spider-Man hancur yang versi Andrew Garfield, dia orang terpaksa stop that plan. Okay guys, so sekarang kita akan menonton 5 klip menarik daripada trailer Morbius. Kemudian kita akan bincangkan Easter eggs dia.
You need a doctor? I am a doctor. I should have died years ago.
People all over the world have my disease.
Amir.
To find a cure, we have to push the boundaries, take the risks.
If you're gonna run, do it now.
Alright, so dalam klip pertama kita ni adalah tentang Morbius, Blood Disorder Origins. Jadi dalam trailer ni kita nampak yang origins Morbius agak mirip ya dengan origin versi Marvel Comics dia, di mana dia diberanakkan dengan satu blood disorder yang menyebabkan dia lemah dan tulang-tulang dia rapuh kot. So it's kind of cool the fact that diorang follow the original origins, and macam kata Justin awal tadi, betul. Dia ni adalah seorang vampire made by science, not made by kena gigit dengan vampire. So maybe Blade pun macam tak nak bunuh dia kot, because he's not like a true vampire. So soalan aku kepada para panelis ya, apakah pendapat anda tentang Marvel having another Dr. Angkuh suffering from a disease which accidentally turns him supernatural? Dr. Strange. So kita mulakan dengan kaki cosplay Dr. Strange kita. Apa ni macam format sama je ni, Dr. Angkuh, lepas tu kena penyakit, lepas tu tiba-tiba jumpa supernatural. Silakan Wan, apa pendapat kau?
Pada pendapat aku, inilah dia turning point. Sama ada kau akan, bila kau dapat kuasa tu, kau akan jadi jahat atau jadi baik. So Morbius mungkin pilih untuk menjadi jahat apabila kena macam ni, maybe lah kan. Tapi Dr. Strange memilih untuk menjadi orang yang baik. Morbius ni itulah jahat. Bagi pendapat aku is bukan nak kata trope doktor tu ni ke tak. It depend on the choices of the person. Sama ada dia nak gunakan kuasa tu untuk menjadi baik ataupun nak menjadi jahat. Tapi dalam ni, dalam this kind of SSU punya universe, aku dapat nampakkan dia orang nak frame Morbius ni macam jadi anti-hero tau. So I kind of dislike that kind of thing, because apa yang jadi dengan Venom aku pun macam what the hell. Tapi pada Morbius ni, I would love to see on how dia gonna go lah. Adakah dia nak jadi anti-hero all the way, ataupun something happen and make him mula-mula anti-hero dan seandainya, you know what, I'm gonna be full flash villain. Maybe lepas dia jadi anti-hero pun semua orang still tak dapat accept dia. So lepas tu dia kata, you know what, aku nak jadi villain. Wah. Dan lepas tu kalau ikut komik, maybe Justin cakap lah kan, yang dia cakap tu. Lepas tu dia jumpa Blade apa-apa, dan dia orang kerja sama pula kan. Maybe in the later punya installment of the SSU pasal Morbius pula. So bagi nampak aku pasal trope ni asyik perkara biasa lah, sebab ada dia origin superhero atau villain yang macam ni, mula-mula kau baik kan. Cuma ni different kan sebab dia jadi doktor. It's kind of strange lah, sebab Morbius nampak strange kan. Kan? You guys get it? Strange.
Okay, Faris, apa pendapat kau sebagai a non-comic book reader learning about the origins is going to be in the film? Silakan.
Well, as usual, every vampire movie kena ada kelawar. Every vampire movie kena ada kelawar keluar daripada gua. However, I like the dark tone of it because it reminds me of another movie called Dracula Untold, lakonan Luke Evans. It portrays Dracula as a hero. You know, lawan ramai orang tak tengok sebab apa ni? It's not based on a comic lah, but he portrays him as a superhero. Dia boleh terbang, dia lawan all the army apa semua. So if you guys get a chance, tengok Dracula Untold. Sorry aku segue sikit, but the vibe I get from the clip tadi is kind of the same vibe. So I'm intrigued, yes. And Jared Leto is a very good actor, so I have confidence in him. So also dia reminds me of John Wick, which is my new favorite character at the moment. to me, it's you just have to do it right, lah. You know, I mean, I hope whatever we saw in the clip is not everything that we see in the movie. You know how sometimes trailers boleh, you know, we give everything away and then that's it. You know, so I hope there's more to the cave scene and the helicopter scene than what we have saw, what we have seen.
Okay, seterusnya Justin, your thoughts about it being true to the source material? Silakan.
I think it's actually quite good lah, because that it would draw in the original comic book fans and the original animated series fans lah, because like at least they got that part right lah. Sebab kan Morbius is a different type of vampire lah, because he's a pseudo vampire. Dia bukan macam vampire yang real kan. So he has something different. So Sony kalau dia nak adapt ini movie, jadikan dia macam something interesting, they have to do it like in a way that it the visuals pop, the story pop. That's why kan dia punya masa dia terbang kan, atau masa dia boleh guna dia punya bat sonar untuk kasih cari detect things kan, dia ada macam color yang color purple, color merah, semua tu kan. Those are things that we never really seen before, and I feel like visually it looks quite cool lah. It's just that we don't know whether the story can actually angkat this whole movie or not. Sometimes the story is actually the problem. So sometimes kan visual cantik, action pun cantik, mungkin tapi story dia apa? Story yang kita takut ni kadang-kadang. So because and then Morbius kan usually is more like a supporting character in the comic series and in the animated series. So kalau dia macam sekarang dia punya focus is shift to him kan, they need to find characters yang boleh support dia pula. That's why they now have Martine Bancroft, LOXIAS Crown, Simon Stroud, tu semua lah. Those are actually his supporting characters in his own comic book series lah. So kalau I hope that they can make it cool like that lah. The blood disorder origins is very nice lah, and at least it shows that he is a humanistic doctor lah. Sebab kan kita nampak masa dia macam merawat budak-budak tu yang ada macam blood disease like him kan, it shows that he's not just a very yang doktor yang angku, tapi dia juga doktor yang caring. It's just that his methods is not right. But maybe because he suffered so long already, he wants to find that cure. So dia bercadang nak buat benda yang macam out of the box lah. So that's why he did this. He went to the cave and all that kan. So and then because like all horror stories kan, scientific things gone wrong, macam Dr. Frankenstein punya cerita sikit-sikit. I can feel that there's like elements of that. Like science gone wrong. Oh, this is the consequences. You have to live with that. So dia macam he became a man to a monster. There's a very orang kata tu gothic punya style punya storytelling here actually. So if you're into the gothic horror kan, you can tell there are elements there. Mungkin it's very subtle lah, but it's actually there. And then like that's why I see lah. So I hope they can make it well lah. That's what I can say lah. Yeah.
Ni tak dengar ni.
Alright. So aku rasa kita ada satu soalan yang menarik tadi ya.
Dracula hantu.
Sekarang dia dah jadi vampire. Adakah Jared Leto boleh jadi Batman?
Boleh. Maka kita akan jadi mentor dia macam dalam Flash. Flash akan datang. Nak beli sedikit saja.
But yeah, jokes aside, aku rasa antara semua pelakon yang berlakon dalam filem ni, the only one yang aku tak tahu nama watak dia adalah pelakon Jared Harris. Dia nampak macam mentor pasal dia jumpa Dr. Michael Morbius sejak kecil. Tapi dekat IMDb nama dia tak ada tu, nama watak dia tak ada. How important is Jared Harris?
He has the name, I forgot the name. Aku cari dulu. Dia ada tu. He is a character from the comics if I'm not mistaken. Yang
kalau korang boleh cari sebelum kita ke klip yang seterusnya.
Aku tahu jawapan cukup obvious. Harry Seldon.
Oh, tak ada. Just
Harry
Morbius
Seldon.
je. Okay.
That's why aku rasa Jared Harris ni melakonkan satu watak misteri yang important kepada SSU. Maybe
That's a good theory, Brazil, bro. That's a good theory,
maybe
Brazil.
Green Goblin ke? Maybe Green Goblin.
Kenapa kau letak kau yang orang Green Goblin, bro? Kau turn off kau orang yang mengharap dia lain.
Norman Osborn lah, bro. Norman Osborn lah. Maybe.
Kau turn off kan orang nak mengharap dia lain kau. Kau turn off.
He is actually a mentor in the comics. Aku lupa sudah nama dia, but I saw that day. Aku ada nampak.
Nanti kalau kau jumpa kau bagi tahu.
Dia I think lecturer kepada Morbius tu aku dah tengok gak satu review tapi tu semua spekulasi. Sebab watak tu dia kurang sama gak Bisai.
Dia pelakon veteran, dia pelakon bagus, tapi dekat IMDb nama watak dia tak ada. Mengapa?
Sebab IMDb takut kena lempang dengan Dark Knight Rises dulu. Kenapa kau letak dari Undated tak lihat Agul dulu aku dah baca ke tu
Okay, soalan terakhir untuk
Tapi
saya
aku remember he is a comic book character, but I forgot the name. He is but I forgot. Sorry also forgot.
No problem. Tell us if you found it. Soalan terakhir adalah Green Block Player bertanya, Morbius ni boleh jalan pada hari siang ke atau terbakar? Pasal dia bukan vampire yang kena gigit dengan vampire, dia adalah vampire through science. So yes, dia boleh keluar waktu siang. No worries. Dan dia tak bergemerlapan macam dalam lagi satu filem vampire tu.
Bukan Batman Batman satu lagi.
Twilight movies, okay?
Okay.
So I suspect he's sensitive to light kan. Yang Morbius ni mungkin dia sensitif dengan cahaya, cuma dia tak terbakar lah. Mungkin dia nampak cahaya dan macam dia sensitif saja, mungkin dia sensitif.
Is there a scientific reason why vampire betul terbakar bawah matahari tetapi kalau vampire buatan tak terbakar? Kadang-kadang aku dah fikir kat
benda tu fiction lah. Kau nak scientific apa tu?
Bro. I mean, I'm talking about the Marvel Universe punya logic, bro. Mestilah orang suka borak-borak macam ni kan. Mesti Blade nanti nak bunuh kan. Kenapa kau ni bukan macam vampire kan? Mesti Blade macam what the hell kan. Kalau lah. Lepas tu nanti Bobby beritahu, Allah kau sebenarnya villain yang disakiti, Allah peluk. Lepas tu diorang geng.
Okay, soalan seterusnya daripada Lucy Ons. Dalam komik Morbius ni apa ability dia? Kita akan bincangkan aku rasa dalam klip keempat kot. Pasal dia ada cakap tentang ability dia. Kemudian Kudo mengatakan penyakit nama porphyria. Vlad the Impaler allegedly has it. So dari segi saintifik, penyakit takut matahari ni dinamakan porphyria. So sila Google porphyria porphyria.
Penyakit takut matahari ke penyakit isap darah orang? Black Impaler tu tukang isap darah orang tau. Dia bunuh askar Turki.
Sila
Google.
Porphyria.
Kemudian Meh bertanya, Tuan tanya, mana nak cari komik-komik seperti komik Morbius? Hanya ada satu kedai komik di Malaysia, namanya The Last Comic Shop Malaysia. Dia berdekatan dengan Atria Damansara. So anytime korang dekat area-area Damansara Jaya, check out The Last Comic Shop. Diorang juga ada jual komik melalui Shopee dan melalui Facebook, so korang boleh cari The Last Comic Shop Malaysia. Hopefully diorang akan list komik diorang dekat Shopee, so korang boleh bayar, diorang buat delivery to home, so no worries. Dah ada jawapan kepada porphyria tu?
Aku tengah Google.
Justin?
Porphyria.
Macam mana eja dia? Porphyria. Aku dah asal keluar porphyria.
Apa kita akan cari lepas sesi bedah ni. Dengan itu kita akan ke segmen kita yang seterusnya dan klip menarik kita yang seterusnya.
A group of disorder that results.
Dr. Michael Morbius, you've been missing for 2 months.
When you're a stranger,
Then you were found on a container ship that washed up off of Long Island.
faces look ugly. When you're alone,
What did you do to yourself, Doctor?
I wish I knew.
Alright.
Wow.
So dalam klip menarik kita yang kedua ni, kita nampak cara Dr. Michael Morbius kembali ke New York ya. Dia hijackkan kapal tu, eventually killing everybody, which is sama dengan first appearance dia di dalam Amazing Spider-Man 101, di mana dia attack kapal dekat dengan New York juga yang menyebabkan dia diburui oleh polis. So dalam klip menarik tu kita nampak pelakon Tyrese Gibson melakonkan watak Simon Stroud, seorang FBI agent yang cuba uncover masalah kes ini ataupun apa masalahnya dengan Dr. Michael Morbius. Jadi soalan aku kepada para panelis apakah pendapat anda tentang pelakon Tyrese Gibson mendapat job akhirnya sebagai watak Simon Stroud, seorang ejen FBI di dalam filem ini, namun di dalam Marvel Comics dia merupakan seorang vampire hunter yang memburu Morbius. So silakan Justin.
I think kalau dalam movie mungkin dia macam polis biasa kot. Sebab tiba-tiba jadi vampire hunter mungkin terlalu macam they beef his character too early lah. Mungkin dia akan save it for the next sequels kah. I feel like he's just a normal policeman lah, yang FBI agent kah or something. So he's a FBI or CIA in this movie. Saya keliru sikit.
Macam polis je.
Polis biasa
I think-
kan.
I think
This
FBI agent was according to New Rockstars lah. So tak sure whether he made an assumption or not. Yeah.
Okay,
FBI
kat sini pun tulis FBI I think. Yeah.
CIA tak. CIA is lain.
I think that I also like surprised to see like Tyrese Gibson in the movie, because usually kita tengok dia dalam Fast and Furious kan, dia macam orang yang suka buat lawak semua kan. This one he looks like he's more serious a bit, like dia macam dia nak buat kerja betul-betul. So we see we see that he wants to investigate lah. Maybe mungkin he's like sometimes yang polis, yang jenis polis yang macam working with the hero or anti-hero, macam a bit like James Gordon punya style. I feel like he's more in that type of role lah, yang Commissioner Gordon punya style dalam Batman. So he could be the Commissioner Gordon to this Batman lah, this Morbius Batman. Aku rasa lah dia ada feeling macam gitulah.
Faris, pendapat kau? Tyrese Gibson finally getting a job, not part of the family. So silakan.
Oh my god, couldn't Sony have find another actor? You know, Tyrese Gibson is a horrible actor to be fuck with that. Even from Transformers, even from Fast 5, oh my god, I hate his acting. Horrible actor. But he'll be an FBI agent. He's just there to setakat memenuhi
Syarat kota.
memenuhi syarat sebagai polis yang akan investigate. Because for stories like this, you always have to give the pendapat of you always have that character yang will be the third eye. Maksud I is mata yang ketiga. You will be the character yang beri pendapat daripada luar. That means as someone who doesn't understand what's going on. This is a trope that always happened in film. Your Mission Impossible, you had Jeremy Renner. In Avengers, you had siapa?
Jim Coulson.
Yes. You had someone who doesn't understand everything. So it's a normal trope. So Tyrese Gibson is going to be that character. Apa? Simon
Stroud.
Simon Stroud, yeah.
So he's going to be that trope supporting. But why Tyrese Gibson? Why? Retire.
Sebab dia menangis kan that day, he was crying, he don't have job, semua tu, dia kan menangis. Saya ingat dia kan menangis. Dia suruh Dwayne Johnson jangan leave Fast and Furious kan. Don't go. And then dia menangis. I think he needs a job lah. That's why.
And now, kalau Morbius menjadi, he would have a new franchise, bro. He would have a job for 10 years.
I mean, happy for him, but I still think he's a lousy actor. That one,
Yang tu aku agree. Dia dah lama tak bekerja. Kalau bukan pasal Fast Family, dia tak ada kerja.
But just to repeat lah, because when it comes to origin stories or even any films like this, you always have the key characters, but you always have that one supporting character yang akan tengok daripada pendapat luar kotak. So that's what he's going to be.
Nice. Dan Wan, pada pendapat kau, is this seeding the future? Siapa punya sound? Okay. So anyway, soalan aku kepada kau, pada pendapat kau, adakah they are seeding Simon Stroud ni akan jadi vampire hunter sekiranya ada Morbius 2, Morbius 3 and the rest of the SSU? Silakan.
Bagi pendapat aku, first of all aku setuju dengan apa yang Ferry cakap, is a third. Dia macam Hollywood ni ada macam benda dia kena tick box lah. First of all, okay, we need a third person punya pendapat daripada luar untuk orang lain tak tahu, untuk terangkan kat kita in such a way. Lepas tu second, we need a black actor. At least black actor lah. Lepas tu second pula, dia ni tidak akan die dulu. Aku rasa jangan buat dia die dulu. Okay, bagi pendapat aku, kalau kita introduce dia sebagai vampire hunter, kalau Sony nak introduce sebagai vampire hunter, macam tak kena tau, because I think they didn't establish the vampire, the dark side lore lagi, tempat-tempat dark punya dimension lagi dalam SSU, and then MCU pun tak establish benda tu lagi, betul tak? Even dalam masa dia orang announce Blade pun, Morbius dah mula shoot. So aku dapat rasakan lah, I think sebenarnya dia nak establish watak dari Gibson ni, maybe dari Brazil aku, adalah untuk menjadi vampire hunter dalam SSU sekiranya tiada Blade. Misalnya lah, sebab MCU dah ambil kan. Tapi sekarang dia kata tu, MCU pun ada Blade jugalah. So kita tengok macam mana lah. Tapi ni backup lah, teori Brazil aku dia nak gunakan. Nanti pelan-pelan nanti kau geram, mungkin sebab tu kau lost kau punya job, kau geram dengan semua vampire. Kau nak cari dia kan. So I would looking forward lah, mana dia nak pergilah. Tapi kalau let's say teori Brazil kita betul ada connection dengan MCU, dan mungkin tadi Gibson nangis lagi kot. Dah ambil Blade dah macam Ali.
Kuat jangan nangis tau, itulah.
Kuat aku tak tengok benda ni, aku tengok film. Tapi itulah aku cakap satu benda, itulah power The Rock aku rasa. Dia tak nak The Rock, habis tinggal kan. Tapi kan Vin Diesel pun
dia tak cukup makan.
Kesian juga dia dengar.
Itulah dia kata mesti tu dia menangis.
Okay.
Alright, so aku dah tanya semua orang
Dah.
Alright, so kita ada satu komen menarik. No, sorry, what was it, Faris?
Aku suka komen ni. Carry on, sorry. I just love this comment.
Ya, Nazmi Ali mengatakan dengan adanya filem Morbius dan Venom, Sony sepatutnya bawa lebih banyak lagi karakter untuk Sony Spider-Man Universe seperti The Looter, The Shocker ataupun The Superior Force dalam filem SSU akan datang dan jadi villain filem Spidey dalam. Okay, masalah dengan bila kau buat filem tentang villains, kau nak lawan siapa? You know, itu sentiasa masalah dia. Macam kau tengok Venom 1, Venom 2, dia hanya lawan versi dia yang jahat. Lawan Carnage, lawan apa dah dalam filem nombor 1 dah, apa dah nama Mamat tu? But Riot, lawan Riot. So it becomes a problem without a central superhero to fight against. Filem dia orang macam agak kengkang. Macam kalau kau buat filem The Looter, The Shocker, selalunya dia orang kena lempang dengan Spider-Man setiap minggu. Tapi sekarang filem dia orang nak lawan siapa? So that is the main problem of the Sony Spider-Man Universe. Yang harapnya
lempang diri sendiri
bakal terjawab bulan Disember ini dengan filem Spider-Man No Way Home. Ya, Faris, silakan Faris.
It's a good idea lah apa Nazmi Ali cakap ni, because as myself as you know, half a comic book fan and half a rakyat marahin yang tak sekuat comic book fan, you introduce these villains in superhero punya films lah, you know. I really like to see characters that mungkin comic book fan tak kenal and orang biasa pun tak kenal. But as a solo film, I agree with Nick lah. Solo film memang tak boleh lah, you know. Just put in the future Spider-Man movies, and I hope to see maybe in 2041 ke, I don't know.
2041 terus.
You never know. Okay, komen terakhir untuk segmen ini adalah daripada Syaifullah Alias yang berkata, walaupun Spidey Tom Holland masih dalam MCU, adakah selepas No Way Home ini SSU akan pakai Tom Holland, atau adakah SSU masih teruskan karakter dari Spider-Man Universe tanpa Tom Holland? Agak susah nak menjawab soalan ni sehingga kita menonton No Way Home. Sekarang any theory is possible, anything is up in the air. Pendapat kau, pendapat panel lain, Wan, apa pendapat kau?
Pendapat aku kot. Aku rasa Sony sekarang dia dah nampak dia punya strength. Baru dia nampak sebenarnya aku boleh lah aku boleh ugut Marvel lah actually. So aku rasa kalau aku jadi Sony lah, I will eventually tarik Tom Holland masuk dalam SSU punya cerita. Dan lepas tu bila Marvel nak write we need Spider-Man lah, pergilah jumpa Sony. Sony kata kau nak Spider-Man sekarang, dulu macam-macam kau demand kita orang lepas tu kau buat macam-macam. Cuma satu je lah, sebab macam kita menaruh harapan tinggi kat Sony. Macam aku menaruh harapan tinggi juga kan. Lepas tu bila ketuk Venom tu macam asal kau berat cerita macam ni, write lah cerita baru sikit bagi pendapat aku lah. Tapi post credit scene tu kind of like buatkan aku macam harapan baru. Maybe ni dia punya ni lah, dia punya cut, dia punya trump card untuk buat okay, let's blah 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 anything kan. So bagi pendapat aku bagus. Aku sila tarik Tom Holland masuk dalam SSU, buat dia orang punya ni. Sebab kau je yang ada right sekarang kan. And then it kind of like balance the power punya ni lah, power tip antara Marvel dengan Sony. Sebab bila aku tengok bila Marvel punya direction sekarang after phase 4, kau nak buat benda pelik-pelik, as in macam nothing to do about the movie but nothing more like an agenda, which is lepas tu kau macam abaikan kau punya cara story, and then lepas tu kita tengok pula walaupun Venom agak tak kena dengan apa, dengan law dia sendiri, tapi we enjoy the movie at least at a certain point. And then Morbius punya trailer pun nampak promising, so I kind of feel like Sony, kau tarik lah Tom Holland tu. I mean, kau ada semua bila, barulah kau nampak Spider-Man lempang bila-bila dia sendiri, daripada lempang bila orang lain, lepas tu terpaksa bergantung dengan Doctor Strange, bergantung dengan Iron Man. Lepas tu kau boleh nampak Tom Holland pula menyewa. Aku tak ada Tony Stark, kena bayar rent. Lah. Barulah best. Itulah pendapat aku.
Betul.
Cun.
Hantar pizza, please, dia hantar pizza. Lepas tu kena lewat, kena lempang.
Betul.
Tom Holland punya kontrak dah habis tau. Tom Holland punya kontrak habis.
That's right. Tom Holland punya kontrak akan berakhir dengan Spider-Man No Way Home ni dan lagi satu team film. That's it. No more solo films at MCU. Kecuali kalau kontrak itu diperbaharui. So, apa akan terjadi?
Sony welcome and open arm. Yes. Tom Holland aku rasa Sony macam ni kot. Aku rasa dia bernazar. Kalau Tom Holland masuk dalam SSU, kita keluarkan PS5 kita. Yeay! Semua orang yeay!
Okay.
What I hope is even katakan Tom Holland punya contract renew, and then even tolonglah jangan, you have Tom Holland in one MCU universe and you have another actor playing Spider-Man in SSU. I don't want that because
sure.
Aku tak nak sesuatu watak comic book dipelacurkan macam Batman lah, Next year we'll have 3 Batmans. We have Michael Keaton as Batman, we have Ben Affleck as Batman, we have Robert Pattinson as Batman. I mean, for us we can understand lah. What about for the Martine yang tak understand? What the fuck is this? So who's the real Batman now? Dah lah kau nak explain apa semua, So if you want to do, just don't copy the DCEU lah, Itulah.
Betul.
Kalau aku nak menambah pendapat Abang Faris, actually agak betul sebab sekarang aku nampak Tom Holland punya muka, dia dah macam kena curse macam Harry Potter tau. Mana-mana saja dia pergi, orang akan ingat dia Spider-Man. Sebab tadi aku tengok cerita Anita, aku tengok banyak iklan-iklan tau sebelum tu. Tengok iklan, No Way Home kan. Dan lepas tu, bila keluar satu lagi, ada cerita filem Tom Holland berlakon, aku kata, ni cerita Spider-Man baru ke? Orang sebelah aku macam, Spider-Man ke? Lepas tu, berdebuk, Uncharted. The first one you see Tom Holland, you talk Spider-Man tau. So, aku setuju. Kalau lain dia buat dekat MCU, Spider-Man lain, dia buat kat ni, Spider-Man lain, macam, orang akan macam, ni bukan ni kan. Orang akan so off lah. So, I think Tom Holland have that kind of ability lah. Untuk muka dia memang muka staple Spider-Man masa sekarang. Aku setuju.
Cool. Dengan itu berakhirlah segmen ini dan kita bakal menonton klip menarik kita yang ketiga.
I went from dying to being more alive than ever.
It worked.
Not exactly. I have increased strength and speed, and some form of bat radar. What else can I do?
There are limits. There has to be.
There's something inside of me that wants to hunt and consume blood.
Michael.
Wow. So, banyak benda berlaku dalam klip ketiga ni. Pertama, kita nampak yang Michael Morbius punya powers, dia ada increased strength, increased speed, ada bat radar macam sonar yang Justin cakap tadi, dan sekarang dia boleh terbang. So, tu 4 kuasa yang ternampak dalam trailer ni. Kemudian kalau kau tengok masa babak sunset tu, ada satu bangunan tu dia cakap Oscar. Dan juga prominent dalam klip ini adalah pelakon Adriana Arjona yang memainkan watak Martine Bancroft yang seorang watak yang di dalam Marvel Comics eventually menjadi seorang true vampire kerana she wants to spend an eternity with Dr. Michael Morbius. Jadi ada banyak nak bincang, tapi kita mulakan dengan apakah pendapat anda tentang watak Martine Bancroft ini menjadi a true vampire yang mungkin dalam masa depan SSU nanti. So kita mulakan dengan Justin. Silakan Justin. Basically ni macam awet Michael Morbius lah.
Ya kan, so if I think that if dia tak dengan Black Cat tak jadi, Martine Bancroft can be lah. Like, it could happen because like aku rasa kan she's like Anne Wayne punya karakter in Venom. dia nak macam satu love interest kan yang boleh standing toe to toe with the anti-hero bah. Tengoklah macam Anne Wei-ying kan, dia Michelle Williams jadi Anne Wei-ying kan, dia pun kadang-kadang jadi she-venom and all that. It's just we hope that she will get her own symbiote lah. But then like they at least they want to give the love interest something to do lah, instead of just being the macam damsel in distress kan. So maybe they can give her something lah. I don't aku tak tahu kita boleh nampak benda tu kat dalam filem ini. Mungkin filem yang akan datang dia boleh jadi vampire yang memang vampire tulen lah, a true vampire lah kan. But if she has to become a true vampire, that means this Morbius punya storyline akan ada Dracula lah kan. So or anybody who's related to the vampire, because Dracula exists in the Marvel universe, Santa Claus pun exists in the Marvel universe. So like it makes sense lah. Maybe yang tak tahu lah who I don't know who made her a vampire in the comics, but if she does become a vampire, then maybe it will trace back to that lah. And who knows, we will see Dracula in Morbius 2 or 3 kan, mana tahu kan. Yeah, I suspect lah there's a possibility lah, because usually it has to trace back to another thing. And actually kan, I don't know lah, this is too soon to say lah. I just feel like Azumaki cakap betul, Morbius terbang macam Hancock. Terbang kan, dia macam ada ni pula macam tupai terbang. It does have that flying squirrel kan. Itulah, I don't know lah, I feel like it's a very interesting idea lah. So we'll see. It could happen. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ferris, again sebagai non-comic book reader, menonton trailer ni sekarang kau tahu dia ada increase strength, agility, speed, bat radar, flying. Adakah kau lebih teruja ataupun do you understand the character more now? Silakan.
Aku lebih teruja kalau the pelakon is Aiza Gonzalez lah. Aku ingat Aiza Gonzalez tadi.
Betul.
Kan ada rupa kan.
Adria Arjona ni betul-betul nampak macam Aiza Gonzalez. Betul.
Aiza Gonzalez.
Oh, Latina look the same.
Sharper the face. Aiza macam bulat sikit kan. She's more like a heart shape kan.
Yes, that was a bit. This is standard love interest punya trope lah, you know. She is there to nak melembutkan hati orang jahat, because you know Morbius is, the character is jahat period, but you want him to make him baik, so you have the perempuan element there. So it's a love interest trope. Now back to the clip yang ni cakap banyak nak. I'm more interested bila dia angkat that macam kubur not kubur, that what do you call it in English, tomb, you know,
sarcophagus.
Thank you.
Yeah, sarcophagus.
So now what is he doing with the sarcophagus? Is there a history that we are going to learn? Because that one looks very ancient and old, you know. Another thing also about clip terbang though, the clip terbang is quite easy to do, you know. You can do in After Effects juga, you know. Kau suruh Zack King buat pun dia boleh buat. So if I have After Effects, aku tutorial sikit, aku pun boleh buat terbang. Which worries me a little bit that not much money is being put into visual effects for this film. So they kind of like, you know, I mean, they're not making this movie as important as it should lah. That's what I worry saja.
Like Venom. Yeah.
Maybe this is a experiment oleh Sony. Dapat ni boleh hidup.
That's a love interest lah. But I have to compliment the fact that they don't use Felicia Hardy, they don't use Black Cat, you know, because give me more characters that aku tak kenal lah. Baru aku macam, intrigue.
Yes. Baru universe tu jadi besar. Baru, you know, you make each character important. Okay, so soalan terakhir untuk Wan. Apakah pendapat anda tentang kehadiran Oscorp di dalam Morbius?
MCU connection confirm. Tapi tak boleh. MCU tak apa-apa. Bagi pendapat aku cakap macam ni lah. Apa ni, universe ni ada sikit konflik sama ada di dalam Andrew Garfield Spider-Man ke, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man ke kan. Tapi MCU aku rasa tak pernah mention Oscorp lagi. So ya, dia antara konflik kat situ. Sebab kita ada nampak poster yang murderer tu tapi gunakan Sam Raimi punya Spider-Man. Tetapi Oscorp punya logo tu dia guna yang Amazing Spider-Man punya ni. So I was like, I'm kind of excited like, korang nak tease Green Goblin ke? Kau nak bagi Green Goblin kat mana? Lepas tu tengok pula, asal MCU ada dapat Green Goblin si Remy kat situ kan. Yang No Way Home. So it's kind of good lah this kind. And then ada Daily Bugle juga. Yang mana Eddie Brock tu ni juga kan. And then dekat Daily Bugle tu, I think that's another scene kan? Is it? Atau ni? Okay.
Nanti dalam klip seterusnya akan ada Daily Bugle. Tapi logo dia betul-betul macam versi Venom. So dalam satu trailer, kau ada bangunan yang nampak macam Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Then kau ada graffiti of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And then kau ada Vulture, Tom Holland punya Vulture. And then kau ada Daily Bugle of Venom. Apa punya rojak ni babi? Macam
bro.
Punya
sembur ni semua.
Kau main rojak ke apa ni? Apa cerita sebenarnya?
Okay, bagi pendapat aku lah, I think memang diorang nak try to kait dengan MCU lah. Because kau tengok ayah poster Sam Raimi Spider-Man tu, kan? Dia tunjukkan bahawasanya macam dia labelkan murderer tau. Orang public orang berair marhin yang tahu Spider-Man murderer, yang kita tahu dalam sekarang ni adalah dalam MCU, di mana Tom Holland dilabel oleh J.J. Jameson kan, J. Jonah Jameson dalam akhir of Far From Home. So aku rasa benda ni memang macam berbah. Kau nak imply yang tu Tom Holland Spider-Man murderer, tapi saya tak guna Raimi, tapi kalau tak ada menimba Morbius. It is multiverse of madness yang di mana yang rojak kan, dia lah madness dia. Okay, tu pasal Oscar. Kan aku nak kahwin pasal perempuan ni pula lah. First of all aku tengok agak-agak menarik. And then lepas tu aku rasa aku setuju dengan apa Abang Ferry cakap. Begini a love interest. Cuma aku nak bagi satu pendapat lagi. Aku rasa disebabkan filem ni berfokuskan pasal Morbius as a main character, dia ni a love interest juga sebab nak bagi nampak macam kalau ada hero, mesti ada heroin. Kan masih nak menceriakan lagi watak tu. Macam meriskan lagi macam Venom lah. Pernah tak kita tengok dalam cerita Spider-Man, Eddie ada love interest, lepas tu fokus kat love interest dia lebih sangat. Tak ada kan? Cuma nak fokus love interest Spider-Man. Kalau ada konflik pun dia ada hubungan dengan Eddie kejap, Eddie Brock sikit. So kat sini dia nak bagi love interest kepada Morbius sebab nak bagi macam Abang Ferry cakap, nak bagi life kat karakter tu. Nak lembutkan, nak apa. So I kind of like this a very good move jugalah daripada Sony lah. Instead of introduce Black Cat tak asal-asal, kan, which is lagi sesuai orang kata tu dengan Spider-Man. Kalau counter Black Cat terus lepas tu pergi kat Morbius, aku fan dengan komplain. Kenapa tak ada Spider-Man kalau macam tu kan? So better dia make yang dah ada sedia untuk Morbius. Which is I suka lah macam ni. Itu saja pendapat aku.
Okay, seterusnya kita ada soalan bisnes untuk Ferries ya. Nazmi Ali bertanya, siapakah showrunner ataupun orang yang handle Sony Spider-Man Universe ni? Hope dia tahulah macam mana dia nak kembangkan universe ni. Janganlah jadi macam Kennedy. Yeah, we don't have a central figure. Pasal Amy Pascal doesn't work for Sony anymore. Amy Pascal is now an independent contractor. Dia dah bersalah.
Kau pergi tengok film Spider-Man semua. Ada Pascal Pictures. Nama syarikat dia.
Itulah independent contractor dia. Itulah independent contractor tu.
Internally in Sony, macam Kevin Feige dalam Marvel Studios, macam Kennedy dalam Lucasfilm. She doesn't go to work for Sony every day. She is an independent contractor.
So Pascal pernah kerja dengan Sony. Your connection is strong. So whatever it is, you give Sony first choice lah. To whether you want to distribute or invest money in ni. So it's the cable kuat lah. Cable yang terlampau kuat lah. Kalau aku nak cakap. But back to this universe thing, I still think Amy Pascal dengan rakan-rakan sewaktu dengan dia dan kuncu-kuncu dia di Sony, diorang nampak sangat nak menumpang MCU lah. If you keep doing all that thing, like I said earlier, it would only make sense if MCU mention about Venom and Morbius in their universe. Baru connect,
Abang tak tengok Venom punya post credit lagi ke?
Belum. Venom 2.
Yalah.
No.
Tak.
No.
Dengar.
If MCU mentions Venom and
so kita kena tunggu Spider-Man No Way Home lah dalam bulan Disember.
It has to be a two-way street lah.
Yeah.
Two-way street.
So ni macam awet yang asyik teks kau tapi kau tak kisahlah.
Kan? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. pun begitu juga.
Ya.
It's Amy Pascal lah. I think it's Amy Pascal punya strong relationship to Sony yang Inilah.
So walaupun dia dah bersara dia Sony, she is in charge of the Sony Spider-Man universe. Wow.
It's like how should I say? Let me try to give an example. Joe Ross yang keluar daripada Disney, semua job apa yang projek dia dapat dia bagi Disney distribute. Lorenzo di Bonaventura, who after the Lorenzo di Bonaventura was head of production dekat Warner Brothers. He was the one who greenlight Matrix. So when he keluar, dia bagi Constantine dekat Warner Brothers apa semua. Sampai dia lari kat Paramount, and now they focus on the G.I. Joe and the Transformers films. So it's really your connection.
Yalah, at the end of the day, kerja di Hollywood ni hidup kerana networking lah. So kalau kau tak kenal orang, filem kau takkan menjadi. Pasal nak spend juta-juta kot.
Because remember, Amy Pascal doesn't have the millions. Sony has the millions.
Yes, betul. Tapi she has the connections. So she knows the talent, she knows the
person who signs the check. That's all you need.
Janji dia tak mabuk lah. She's always drunk, you know.
Sure.
Kan dia mabuk, dia hantar email tu, email yang bodoh-bodoh.
The Sony leak. Okay.
Yeah.
The Sony leak. Wan, ada apa-apa sebelum kita ke klip seterusnya?
Aku nak komen pasal yang apa Sony try to hard dengan MCU. Kalau aku nak iterate lagi simbolism tu, bukan awik yang text tak reply tau. Awik yang tag kau dekat Facebook banyak-banyak kali. Tapi apa power tu macam Avengers. Yes. Dia tag dekat Facebook public guys. Tag tak nampak tapi nampak tu. Apa tu? Apa ni? Apa mereka kita ni? Tag kat Facebook public. Lepas tu semua orang tanya, kenapa kau tag dia kat situ? orang tanya lah. Lepas tu orang tanya, orang tanya I lah, kenapa I tag you? Kenapa you tak dapat reply? Yes.
Macam pernah kena je ni Wan, macam pernah kena.
Tak, aku tak tahu kenapa dia tag aku. Aku nak MCU tu kan.
Okay guys, so dengan itu kita akan ke klip menarik kita yang keempat.
Can you control it?
I don't know. Half the city wants to kill you.
We haven't had anything this good since that thing in San Francisco.
The other half wants to control you.
Hey, Dr. Mike, you and I should stay in touch.
I'd do anything to save a life, but I don't know what I'm capable of.
You save lives, you don't take them.
Nice. Alamak, apasal overlay aku ni hancur Sorry guys, nampaknya overlay aku agak hancur. Aku save without making it transparent. Tunggu kejap
Ini konspirasi MCU bro. Dia tengok kita macam nak Sony nak MCU, dia terus ni dia putih kan. Ambil kau.
Kevin Feige nak ada sniper ni.
Dia ada citro dia. Kenapa kau cakap tag Facebook ni Apa ni?
Just a little trivia to everyone that's listening Kalau kau tengok mana-mana trailer yang ada tulis in association with, macam dalam trailer ni startingnya it's in association with Marvel. That means siapa yang dia associate tu takkan main peranan penting, just a secondary punya role dalam the whole film.
Wow.
Maksudnya dia tak kasih duit ke apa? Tak faham.
Dia you're not the primary boss lah. Marvel doesn't control the story of it. Sony and Pascal Pictures or whoever name that comes before controls the whole thing. So in association with let me give another example. In association with I'm trying to think another example. Ada banyak lah. All I know is in association with, your role is not a primary role. Your role is more secondary role.
Wow.
Okay, makes sense. Alright guys, so
maksudnya yang kalau dari segi analogi tagging tu, dia boleh tag walaupun dia ada control nak tag, tapi yang secondary tu macam tak boleh nak control narrative dia lah, macam tu Facebook kau, aku tak boleh nak edit kan.
Is either you whoever controls it creatively, who also controls it dari segi duit. Because it matters on nama siapa datang dulu. I can give an example for the 90s macam filem Titanic. Titanic dia ada dua investor, Paramount dengan Fox. Dekat US nama Paramount keluar dulu, lepas tu nama Fox, lepas tu filem. Okay, tapi dekat Malaysia, dekat international nama Fox keluar dulu, lepas tu nama Paramount. Diorang terbalik sebab Paramount gets the domestic money, Fox gets the international money. So nama datang dulu, it matters.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, like Disney and Sony now lah, yang domestic distribution and international distribution lah kan. Yeah, and the box office lah.
That's right.
Box office. Yeah.
Press screening kita adalah Sony, bukan Marvel. Thank you, Sony.
That's why kau tengok macam James Bond, MGM keluar dulu baru Universal. Tapi siapa yang handle kita? Universal, sebab Universal is the international. Yeah.
Alright guys.
Wow,
so,
this is my
business lesson ya. Business lesson tentang Hollywood. Alright, so tadi klip keempat kita menonjolkan beberapa babak yang menarik ya. Kita nampak Michael Keaton Vulture menyapa Dr. Michael Morbius. Kemudian kita nampak villain untuk filem ini iaitu LOXIAS Crown yang dilakonkan oleh pelakon Matt Smith. Dalam Marvel Comics, LOXIAS Crown adalah seorang criminal turn killer yang eventually became the vampire known as Hunger di dalam halaman Marvel Comics. So soalan aku kepada para panelis, kita mulakan dengan Justin ya. Apakah pendapat anda tentang Matt Smith menjadi antagonis bagi filem ini? An actual vampire. So is he gonna be a vampire terus dalam filem ni, you think? Ataupun does he start out as human but eventually by the end baru macam vampire? Silakan.
Yeah lah, I suspect it's like he will be a human but slowly become a vampire sort of a villain lah. Because you can tell that they're macam toning down this villain punya power bah. Also like the character in the comics is not that macam overpowered kan. Macam he has the basic powers of a pseudo vampire lah. Dia bukan vampire yang real kan. He was more like he has
he is a legit vampire. Like
he's a legit
BANCROFT.
vampire lah.
He's a legit vampire, yeah.
So maybe I don't know lah. I just feel like in the movie he won't be that powerful lah. Possibly lah. He can, maybe he can fight with Morbius, but I don't know. I think that akan definitely akan kena mati punya lah. I just suspect like that lah. He's not really that big of a villain lah.
One and done lah, macam Riot dalam Venom.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Ferris, apa pendapat kau tentang crossover actor ni daripada Britain ya, popular dengan Netflix The Crown, tapi in films he has not been making it dalam Terminator hari tu sampah lakonan dia. Is this gonna be another failure for Matt Smith? Doctor Who, silakan.
I like Matt Smith very much because I like his acting, you know, he's really underrated, you know. To me, looking at the still, he even looks like, you know, someone who can be in Squid Game because he looks very Korean dengan mata sepit dia.
Yeah.
I agree with Justin. I think this is like a one-off villain lah. You know, I really hope he does more Hollywood films. He's a British actor who pulls off a good American accent. You know, on a separate note, I don't think Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Holland punya American accent semua macam sial. As someone who lives in America, I know. Macam Matt Smith, I like him. Dalam Terminator Genesis, his role was so important tapi sikit. He was almost in Rise of Skywalker. I don't know what his watak kan. One maybe can explain later. Part of me agree with Justin that he's going to die in this film. Part of me wants him to be in a sequel because I think his time is due. I've never watched a single episode of Doctor Who. I cannot wrap my head around the Doctor Who concept. But I know
it's James Bond in space. That's it. It's alien James Bond in space.
Let's put it this way lah. I like Game of Thrones and I don't expect people to wrap their head around Game of Thrones. So, you know, other people can wrap their head around Doctor Who, but don't expect me to wrap around, you know, around Doctor Who. So he was, I think, the 11th.
11th. He was the 11th Doctor. Yeah.
11th. The 12th was David Tennant. But I do read up about the pop culture many things. Anyway, Matt Smith, He's a very good actor. I just like to see him more in superhero films. I think it's due his time lah.
Yeah, definitely. Aku pun suka lakonan Matt Smith sejak dia jadi Doctor Who lagi. One, so kita dah tengok Oscorp, sekarang kita tengok Bat Kitten pula. Adakah dia ada vulture pada spekulasi kau? Diorang macam gameplay kita baik punya dalam trailer ni tu. Aku pegang gila tu. Silakan.
Aku rasa itulah lagi satu tag Facebook yang nombor 2 ke nombor 3. Ni ada mic kita. Imply vulture. Dia imply vulture. So aku rasa kot, itu vulture kot. Maybe dia akan cakap kalau bukan MCU is our version of vulture. Dan kena tangkap juga pakai baju putih. What a coincidence. Sony. Bagus. So aku rasa variant. So aku rasa it's all about the multiverse now. Everyone kan set Eternal pun boleh jadi Kingo, jadi Indian kan. Bagus. Okay. So bagi pendapat aku, I think lah. I mean Sony was trying to imply that he is Michael Keaton nak buatkan orang yang minat MCU, kan dia nak ambil tau MCU yang besar dah minat fanbase dia nak tarik. Aku tengok juga cerita ni. Macam kalau dalam Venom punya, aku tengok Venom punya trailer apa semua, ada Daily Bugle, ada benda-benda macam tu yang buatkan orang nak datang tengok kan. Ni dia bagi kau satu Oscorp, Michael Keaton macam kau senaraikan tadi kan. Kau tengok sini apa yang ada kat sini. Dan lepas tu dia surprise pula. Macam itulah dia nak imply kat orang. Orang nak feel surprise ke, feel okay ke, tu lantak dia orang lah. Yang penting bagi aku Sony punya strategi ni, teori Brazil aku. Kau tengok dulu, kalau kau enjoy lah. Dia nak target rakyat marhin tak silap aku ni. Yang macam MCU masuk, lepas tu kalau dia kata, aku sukalah cerita ni. Dia nak racun kau dengan SSU punya bibit-bibit dengan villain-villain ni. Supaya nak set up kau punya ni. Kalau dia dapat Tom Holland punya, dia tarik, dia keluarkan semua villain. Lawan. So this is our version of SSU daripada MCU. So I think it's a very bold move from Sony untuk buat benda-benda macam tu. Dia macam dia dah dapat bola from MCU kan. Dia tolak bola tu kat Marvel balik. Kau nak buat apa sekarang Marvel? MCU. Adakah kau nak follow our game atau kau tak nak follow? Kau tak nak follow dan dialah. Tom Holland kau follow. Kau tak ada kontrak dengan MCU kan? Kita sign kontrak kau banyak-banyak. 10 filem. Tak boleh kata, terima kasih. Buat satu kontrak baru aku cakap aku tak boleh masuk MCU balik. Dan kalau MCU datang balik lah, alamak, kita punya phase 4 orang tak nak sangat lah, woke sangat lah bro. Kita kena ambil Tom Holland balik, betul Sony macam ni. So bagi pendapat aku ialah it's a implied culture and I love it. Teruskan mind blown kita lagi Sony. Teruskan.
What I like to see is kalau, can I add?
Silakan.
What I like to see, okay, I don't know whether it's theory Brazil or what I like to see lah. I would like to see they treat this character macam dalam filem Doctor Strange, character Baron Mordo tu. You think he was baik, you know, then sampai post credit kau tengok dia jadi jahat. That's why because I'm familiar a little bit with Doctor Strange comic because the Doctor Strange Baron Mordo lakonan, I hope I get his name right, Chiwetel Ejiofor, you know. I know he's jahat, tapi bila kau tengok movie tu, kenapa dia baik jadi ally pula, you know. But of course the post credit shows that dia jadi jahat. So maybe they can give the same treatment of what they did for Baron Mordo to him lah. Post credit kau tengok dia tiba-tiba jadi the LOXIAS crown. If Sony plays smart lah, you know.
Yeah, kan, if lah.
If Sony, that's a big if there, you know.
Betul juga. Satu lagi nak tambah apa yang Abang Ferry cakap tadi. Yang pasal dia rasa Skywalker patut dia hampir-hampir kena cast kan. Ada spekulasi ada 2 watak possible untuk dia berlakon rasa Skywalker, which is first is Grand Admiral Thrawn yang biru tu. Second is the younger Palpatine version masa flashback. Tapi lepas tu I don't know what happened.
Aku rasa
younger Palpatine kan. Aku tak tahu kenapa dia orang, I mean it's like okay juga kalau kau tunjuk flashback.
Ni salah Kathleen Kennedy
Kathleen Kennedy macam kita nak buat macam ni tapi kita jadi buat lah. Dan J.J. Brown kata kau nak apa doh, aku dah tebalkan muka aku buat benda ni balik kan. So I hope Matt Smith dapatlah apa macam Abang Ferry cakap, aku pun tak apa kenal dia tau, tapi I hope he will get his refuge yang bagus dalam SSU ni.
Dalam Last Night in Soho pun dia punya lakonan pun nampak macam best juga kalau kita tengok dalam trailer walaupun kita belum tengok cerita tu.
I thought you watched already.
Last Night in Soho is not coming to Malaysia.
Yeah, but from the trailer lah, I was like thinking trailer pun nampak macam gempak dia punya lakonan. Matt Smith is in that. Yeah.
Okay.
Tak keluar Malaysia Okay.
Tak keluar Malaysia sedih tu.
Kalau tak keluar Malaysia sayang lah. Aduh.
Wait, Cok. Last night in Soho is small office home. Yeah, Soho, that's Soho lah.
I don't care what the movie is about. I know
Bukan
it's
Melayu.
directed by Edgar
Soho
Wright.
ni tempat dekat London lah. Soho ni
Ya.
macam Chowkit.
Oh ya
is
ke?
like
Aku ingat dia nak cakap small office home apa benda lah. Kat sini kan
Small-
guna terminologi tu.
Normally that's the name lah, but like kan tempat tu namanya Soho kan. So it was a red light district bah kalau tak salah in the 60s.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. So there's
A
some
very nice place for
prostitution lah.
cheap Chinese food at 2 a.m. in the morning when you're stuck in London because it is always open.
Wait.
Okay.
You gonna say that cheap Chinese food? I thought another thing, but now you say kalau kau lapar. Okay,
Ada. Kalau kau nak ayam pun ada juga. Tapi okay, anyway. Soalan untuk segmen ini oleh Nazmi Ali, apakah pendapat panelis? Wajar tak Sony hire Nicolas Cage sebagai watak Spider Noir dalam SSU live action? Sebab dah lama sangat rasanya Nicolas Cage ni downgrade dia punya acting dengan movie yang level-level haram cadang. Okay, kita mulakan dengan Faris. Faris, I mean he voiced Spider Noir greatly in Into the Spider-Verse. So yeah, silakan.
Pasal Nicolas Cage aku suka lakonan dia, tapi aku dah cakap dalam bus podcast bincang that he needs a new agent lah, you know. Filem-filem tak apa dia buat, you know, tak boleh jual, tak masuk panggung, masuk HBO, Cinemax apa semua. I don't think Spider-Man Noir will work in live action lah. I think it worked very well in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but live action, when you want to everything's in color, then suddenly it's something that's in black and white. To me tak masuk akal lah, unless the whole film macam Robert Rodriguez punya Sin City.
Betul. Jadi noir terus. Ya.
Aku jadi noir terus. But in terms of insert into live action, tak sesuai.
Okay.
Unless you do macam
Justin, your thoughts? Nicolas Cage, Spider Noir, live action.
It's a good idea, but I also agree with what Abang Ferry said lah just now. It might not work visually lah. Sebab kan mungkin orang akan rasa macam pelik dan janggal, because like apa ni tiba-tiba hitam putih, lepas tu like tiba-tiba jadi macam like cause usually macam like mahir yang tengok benda ni dia akan merasa macam pelik juga, sebab like sometimes not everything normal people can accept, you know. Macam kita comic book fan or like movie fans kan, kita boleh cakap wah visual dia cantik, semua ni gempak, semua because we understand the artistic creative side. Tapi kalau orang biasa yang tengok kan, dia cakap what the fuck is this? Dia akan ada reaksi yang macam lain pula. So I don't know lah. Maybe it's a good idea, it's a good concept, but sometimes it doesn't really work in I mean things that work on paper in theory not necessarily work in live action or
maybe it's not
animation.
mainstream enough, so it doesn't bring in the money.
Tengok Eternals pun macam gitu.
Itulah.
Personally I feel like that lah for Eternals. The Eternals macam dia punya concept works on paper, but kalau dia brought on screen, it doesn't necessarily, you know, go smoothly with everyone. But dia tak, semua orang ada cita rasa yang berlainan. So
betul.
Kalau tak masuk lah.
Betul.
Itulah. Yeah.
Alright, so kita soalan terakhir. Raziman bertanya, Nicolas Cage ni bukan jadi Ghost Rider ke? Yes, tapi Ghost Rider sebelum MCU ya. So sekarang dah ada MCU and Ghost Rider dah kembali ke MCU. Adakah Nicolas Cage akan terus menjadi Ghost Rider? Kita tak tahu. Hanya abang 5G yang tahu. Alright guys, so
Abang 5G aku rasa dia punya gila tu tak gila sikit lah. Dia masih waras.
Wajarkah Nicolas Cage kembali sebagai Ghost Rider? Aku rasa tak kot. Kalau kau ambil pelakon dalam MCU, kau nak pelakon muda yang boleh berlakon lagi 3 hingga 5 movie. So tak tahu lah Nicolas Cage boleh.
If Ghost Rider came out 5 years ago, yes.
Ya.
Ini dah lama, 2007 I think. 2000.
Yeah. Unless Nicolas Cage jadi Ghost Rider yang macam mentor kepada Ghost Rider yang inilah. Maybe. Like what Sam, I forgot the name, Mr. Sam lah yang buat yang dulu cerita tu.
Yeah,
Sam
Phil.
Yeah. He had a mentor kan, dia macam sebab Ghost Rider ada pelbagai jenis Ghost Rider, ada Ghost Rider perempuan, Ghost Rider yang naik kuda, naik mammoth, naik apa tu,
Naik
Semua
kereta,
adalah
naik kereta
yeah,
model ya,
so
Robbie Ray.
yeah.
You mean Justin Sam Elliott
Yeah, Sam Elliott. Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, Sam
that's the
Elliott.
one.
Versi cowboy. Alright guys, so dengan itu kita akan ke klip menarik kita yang terakhir.
Are you here to heal the world? Or to destroy it?
Who the hell are you, man? I am Venom. I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
Wow. Sejak bila Morbius boleh control bats tu? Aku tengok yang scene bats tu nampak cool lah, tapi macam what the fuck. And then at the same time kita dengar suara Jared Harris yang bertanya, are you here to heal the world or destroy it? So dalam segmen ni kita akan membincangkan Morbius true motivation. Kita nampak yang he originally started this whole journey pasal he wants to cure the blood disease, not just for himself but for the rest of the people in the world yang suffering from the same thing. Tapi bila dia dah terkena supernatural accident ni yang buat dia tiba-tiba jadi kuat lah, boleh terbang lah, kau nampak dia mula lupa motivasi sebenar dia. Jadi soalan aku kepada para panelis, apakah pendapat anda tentang the duality of motivation for Dr. Michael Morbius? Will he turn bad by the end of the movie? Silakan Justin.
I think he'll be something. I don't think he will be 100% bad lah. Like mungkin dia akan hisap darah penjahat kah atau something. It's a little bit like Venom lah. Mungkin he will target penjahat punya darah kah, ataupun sebab he's a doctor kan, he has access to hospital punya blood. So dia boleh drink blood from the hospital lah. Kan ada blood bank semua tu kan. Kadang-kadang dia mungkin boleh ambil ataupun he has access lah because he has that doctor status lah. So kalau dia rasa bersalah nak hisap darah orang, dia boleh ambil daripada bank darah lah. Tu saya rasa. I feel like the duality would be more like his animalistic side and his yang macam humanistic side lah. Will he be more human or he be more monster? Mungkin dia punya penceritaan, the journey of this character is more like that lah. But at the end of the story, he has to be a sort of the hero of this story kan. So I don't know what Matt Smith will do to jadi watak yang jahat unless he goes and kill people. So maybe Morbius will be the one taking him down. So that he becomes the hero of this story lah.
I think most likely, right, Matt Smith punya character, LOXIAS crown tu would be connected to either Horizon, the building we saw, or Oscorp. So what do you think?
Oh, it could be. Sebab kan that's why they have the tease of Oscorp kan. Mungkin dia ialah representative of Oscorp lah. Horizon, I'm sorry, I'm not so sure. Yang itu
Horizon eventually becomes the company where Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099 works for in the year 2099.
Oh, tu. I know Miguel O'Hara lah, but like Horizon, I'm still not sure. Dia macam super villain juga kan? Super villain company.
It's a genetic altering company, so eventually they become a bad company. Yeah.
Oh, a little bit like Life Foundation lah, but more advanced punya lah kan? Okay, understand. Not tahu. Maybe Horizon, maybe Oscorp. But I suspect there is some connection lah. Betul juga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Faris, apakah pendapat kau tentang the duality of motivation? How he started out wanting to do good, tapi sekarang dah ada kuasa, dia dah macam lupa. Kau nampak dalam trailer tu pun Jared Harris reminding him, why are you doing this? So silakan.
Duality punya concept is possible, tapi aku lebih favor this is more the conflict trope lah. The conflict trope that every hero has to go through. Which one do you want to be? Do you want to do good or do you want to do bad? Do you want to take path number 1 or do you want to take path number 2? So it's really that lah. But if there is a choice for me, kalau I nak karakter dia jadi jahat or jadi baik, I nak dia akhirkan the movie dengan dia jadi jahat because he's a villain. That's all. Jangan jadikan dia baik at all. Please, No, that is
barulah feel, barulah
that is too cheesy for my liking. Itu dah jadi macam dah jadi too much a bit of a Venom. Apa dah salah say? Bini apa dah? Jared Harris. The more I see his shots, the more I think he is gonna be Norman Osborn lah, I think.
Wow.
Sebab we have not heard anything about Norman Osborn unless in No Way Home. So yalah, because aku tengok the background pun macam some kind of corporate office. Unless there's another corporate character that I do not know of. Nick, Justin?
Tak, setahu aku it's either the Horizon Corporation ataupun the Oscorp lah, tu je lah yang kita nampak dalam trailer ni lah. Pasal ni trailer kedua kan, sorry ni trailer rasmi pertama, and then setahun lepas was teaser rasmi. So aku rasa trailer ni lagi banyak tunjuk benda tentang dunia filem ni compared to the teaser. So that's all that we managed to get lah.
To me, it's a conflict zone lah. It's a standard what hero has to go through lah.
Okay. One, harapan kau, is he gonna be a villain ataupun
Hai Hadi,
anti hero macam Venom juga, macam ala anti hero? Silakan.
Bagi aku, we need to ask the right question to the right party. Ini adalah duality Sony actually. Dia saja letak macam ni kan. Aku tak tahu dia nak ke mana. Kita tengok MCU apa. Kita dah tag dia dekat Facebook. Nak tengok dia notice kita ke tak. Bagi pendapat aku dia buat macam ni macam open-ended sangat. Dia tahu, okay. Kalau kau tengok, masa dia buat Venom, dia buat anti-hero all the way. Dan lepas tu Venom tu, dia pun nak buat macam anti-hero all the way. Tapi dia tak tahu nak pergi mana tau. So I think now he just laying out. Nak gunakan satu karakter yang macam hero untuk menarik orang ramai untuk tengok. Dia cast Tom Hardy, which is orang fangirl semua. Kawan aku kan yang orang biasa yang tak tahu dia tengok Venom tu, dia kata best lah cerita ni. Okay, Sony kau dah dapat rakyat marahin dah tangkap. Lepas tu kau tak Jared Leto, kau tak Morbius kan, orang akan fall in love dengan dia. So aku rasa jadilah. So dia letak dua ni, dia nak tengok okay, ni ada conjecture. Is idea we see how MCU gonna react. Ni teori Brazil aku lah. And then see kalau betul tak Sony nak ambil keputusan, you know what, aku tarik Spider-Man masuk dalam ni, Tom Holland. Then we have already established the villain yang orang dah suka. So bila orang tengok, kalau let's say the next installment of Spider-Man ada satu villain yang introduce, orang dah tahu backstory dia dah. Dan orang akan fall in love dengan villain tu. So tak kira Spider-Man menang ke, villain tu menang ke, orang akan rasa macam, aku puas tengok filem ni. At least, lepas tu dia pandang MCU, villain kita orang ada backstory. Setiap satu filem lagi untuk dia. Kau ada Thanos punya filem? Tak ada? That is very good tau. Aku rasa macam, wow. So itulah aku rasa. But aku setuju dengan Abang Ferid, I think better go villain terus lah. Atau orang akan fan in love juga dengan dia. But dah tahu backstory. Kalau terus jadi villain, best.
Baru feel kan?
Baru feel lah. Aku rasa
sepatutnya dia ada Spider-Man punya villain, but sepatutnya mereka kena lawan Spider-Man baru rasa betul kan?
Betul.
Dia the real Spider-Man villain. Sebab kalau filem Spider-Man villains tapi tanpa Spider-Man, it feels unsatisfying, you know. It feels like macam sesuatu yang missing. You're missing the main ingredient, which is Spider-Man, what? Dan yang lain-lain macam you dapat sesuatu benda tapi you tak dapat benda yang habis. You don't get the complete thing. So that's the thing lah kan. Itulah. And then like the villains kan, actually I setuju dengan cakap Wan tadi tu. Sony punya strategi memang macam cara begini. That's how they create their own universe lah kan. Sebab kan they use all the Spider-Man related characters, supporting character dia ataupun yang macam villains dia untuk kasih membangunkan cerita Sinister 6 diorang lah. Maybe they want to go for Sinister 12, mana tahu.
But without Spider-Man, it doesn't make sense.
Kan?
I
don't know lah.
Bro.
Dia macam bulan yang tak ada planet. Just bulan tu je pusing seorang-seorang. Macam mana planet aku?
Dia pula pun dia buat macam tu Sinister 12, dia orang gaduh sama sendiri. Tapi bila Spider-Man datang kan, ini betul dia pandang, apa kita gaduh sama sendiri? Kita ada musuh yang utama, Spider-Man. Tapi lawa lah. Dia macam, kau buat filem, lepas tu villain tu tanpa angin. Aku nak lawan seseorang, tapi aku tak tahu siapa aku nak lawan. Lepas tu Sony macam sabar. Kau tanpa angin dulu. Nanti kita panggil Spider-Man datang.
Aku
Okay.
rasa I mean besides Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, this is the main problem dengan semua filem-filem SSU setakat ini. You don't have a Spider-Man. You know, kau buat
Yeah.
villain-villain dia, tapi villain dia nak lawan siapa? Simple lah.
Tapi
So kita akan
tapi aku ini risk lah. Macam baru aku pun tersedar tadi, marah-marah MCU sikit kan. Diorang dah set up dia punya villain dulu. So nanti orang takkan komplain macam MCU. Alah mati macam tu je, Dark Elf tu. Kan? Masuk. So now diorang dah ada. Bila masuk, diorang tak ada villain problem. Diorang hanya ada hero problem sekarang. Tapi nak kata hero problem pun, Tom Holland punya punya karakter, kalau dia buat masuk, dah set up dekat MCU. So now dia just masuk, sambung je lah. But at the back of audience punya mind dah ada. So I think this is very gamble from Sony lah. But I think it's a very good gamble because I think diorang dapat buat duit juga dengan Venom yang one. I think Venom tu pun buat duit juga. So Jared Leto, Oscar winner yang pernah jadi Joker. Morbius.
Kan.
Waktu kau buat done it right. Dan ya tak ada work dalam minggu. Lagi. Masuk China. Oh.
Betul juga cakap Wan tadi. Also I want to add the anti-hero punya trend kan sangat it's very current in Hollywood sekarang. Everything anti-hero. Tengok Harley Quinn, semua dulu ni villains tau. Tiba-tiba jadi macam protagonist. Macam kononnya macam hero pula. So there's a lot of anti-hero punya thing going on. I think after Deadpool kan, semua orang macam, we want to find the next anti-hero. So macam tiba-tiba ada Harley Quinn, ada Venom, ada Morbius. So who's next? We don't know. Because I suspect lah that trend is going lah.
Aku nak tengok filem Lex Luthor bagaikan Joker versi Joaquin Phoenix. Satu filem dark tentang seorang businessman yang jahat dan keparat. I would love to see that. Okay guys.
Thanos solo film, come to think of it, would be quite good, you know. Tadi Wan cakap. Because you already have him being introduced, and then you can slowly introduce the Eternals dalam Thanos ni solo film.
Yeah, but it will be as pointless as the Black Widow film because she already died. Faham tak?
Itulah dia MCU ni.
It will be pointless pasal kalau kau suka, kau nak buat sequel, it will still be in the past. It cannot be in the future. Itu yang sedih tu.
Unless they have someone related lah yang related
Eros.
to yalah.
Eros.
Back to Spider-Man yang property, I think a Sinister Six film would be good, versus Spider-Man. But Spider-Man has to win. Hollywood could never make a film where the villain wins at the end. The villain has to do something good. In Morbius, Morbius has to have some sort of redemption, will eventually help someone, but he will still be jahat. Macam Deadpool lah. Deadpool, he in the first Deadpool, kan dia, in the second Deadpool kan dia help the boy, he still kills people. He's still an anti-hero. Deadpool is still an anti-hero. So if you want to see a Sinister Six lawan Spider-Man boleh, but Spider-Man has to win. Ada Spider-Man alone or Spider-Man and gang. Itulah.
Alright guys. So dengan itu
ada Tobey dengan Andrew juga dekat Sony kan. Tengok jenis ada juga dua-dua ekor
Okay guys, so dengan itu kita akan ke babak terakhir kita malam ini, iaitu harapan kami bagi Morbius dan Sony Spider-Man Universe. Okay, so realistically lah, aku akan start dengan Faris dulu. Apakah pendapat anda tentang box office potential Morbius ni? Dah lah dia ni C-list Spider-Man villain. He's not one of the main ones dalam road gallery and keluar bulan Januari kat sini Disember, tapi dekat aku rasa kat Amerika is January. Aku rasa kat Malaysia coming out January. And kita tahu January is traditionally bulan di mana filem-filem hampir dilemparkan oleh studio-studio Hollywood pasal it's award season dan musim sejuk, so tak ada siapa nak pergi tengok di domestic market. Apa pendapat kau? Is this going to fail at the box office? Silakan.
January and February is what they call the dumping ground. The dumping ground for these films. Kau filem-filem yang kau dah postpone kau letak Januari. Kau filem-filem yang orang tak ada confident kau letak Januari. But this myth has been broken with Titanic. Tapi Titanic release in December, so dia akan berlarutan hingga Januari. But starting movie in January, as far as I'm concerned, tak ada box office hit. Even Bad Boys for Life was a failure. But because of COVID-19 is the best. This one, call it up Bad Boys for Life. And then the movie was also. Box office wise, I think Morbius 200, 300, that's quite low in terms of superhero, I think maybe even lower than 200 million. And then looking at the visual effects, I still need to see more, As far as a movie reviewer and a film buff, I'm already intrigued enough. But the fact that kau bagi a director yang inexperienced only makes my expectation lower. I think Sony is really counting on Jared Leto punya star power. He's a really good actor, number one. He's a Oscar winner, number two. So they're counting on his popularity lah. That's why critically, I think it would be just average. And it won't be a box office hit like, Venom or the others. It will be an average film. That's
Okay.
But prove me wrong lah. Please. Give me a good story that I can fall in love with.
Sama-sama kita nantikan Januari 2022. Justin, your thoughts about Venom box office, Venom pula, Morbius box office and potensi for future dalam SSU?
I think that Sony might still want to make a sequel lah, but the box office may not be pretty lah, tak akan cantik. Betul macam cakap Abang Ferris tadi, because like this type of movie kan, not only is it the character is not well known, but like in January release kan, normally is that people call it, they put, I don't know whether it's true or not lah, they say that's the month where the Hollywood put the movies to die, they say. So I don't know. Yeah, kan? So I don't know whether this movie can have strong box office because also COVID lah kan. Sebab kebelakangan kita tengok this whole year banyak kutipan box office Hollywood dari domestik sampai international pun memang kurang memuaskan. Dia tak sampai dia punya tahap yang kita nak tu. Dia punya target pun tak sampai. So tak kira dia movie besar ke, movie kecil ke, I don't feel dia susah nak dapat target lah because COVID is like so unpredictable kan. And then like kita tak tahu lagi apa variant COVID yang akan keluar tu, terutamanya di negara-negara luar kan, dia punya situasi tak sama dengan situasi Malaysia. So I just feel like box office dia macam it's a very hard to say thing but you can say that pulangan dia tak akan begitu banyak, dan aku rasa Sony pun dia tidak akan rasa macam alah kita rugi banyak lah. I feel like they would understand and they might continue to make a sequel lah. Probably not so soon, but they will lah. Just that itulah macam kata just some guy who wears a cape. Sony ni macam tak ada hype pun, so dia letak banyak Easter egg. Maybe that's the thing lah kan. Sebab dia Morbius tak ada hype, tak banyak hype. Also this character is not so well known bah. Dia macam tak banyak orang pun tak berapa kenal dia. Walaupun kita tengok trailer, oh this is Morbius and like that. So I feel like moderate lah. Dia punya box office lebih moderate.
Yeah, moderate pasal bulan Januari kan.
Yeah.
Wan, harapan kau untuk Morbius di masa depan SSU? Ni tanpa tahu apa-apa daripada No Way Home so silakan.
Gelapnya. Itulah. Kalau tanpa apa memang aku rasa gelap lah, because they still need the Tom Holland Spider-Man to come for Morbius tu lempang. So bagi pendapat aku setuju dengan apa yang Abang Ferry cakap, that this is dia bergantung pada star power Jared itu untuk mendapatkan hype ni tau. Sebab aku rasa sama macam Venom pun bergantung pada Tom Hardy punya aura untuk membuat semua fangirl masuk tengok Venom, bagi dapat 800 juta. Aku macam wow. And then bagi pendapat aku lah, mungkin Januari mungkin dekat Hollywood ni, tapi mungkin dekat international okey kot. Mungkin orang-orang akan pergi tengok kot, bagi pendapat aku lah. Cuma macam only Titanic kan yang break record ni. So aku harap jugalah Morbius berjaya juga, because it's kind of like my feeling nak tahu apa benda selain daripada MCU yang boleh provide untuk kita, and I would love this to success jugalah, kalau boleh prove us wrong jugalah. come and tengok juga. And then aku pelik, kenapa dia letak Januari? Bukan dia boleh letak sekali kat Disember ke? Sony ada kuasa kan untuk letak mana-mana. Tapi dia tak nak clash dengan Spider-Man. Adakah sebab dia takut nanti orang akan prefer tengok lagi Spider-Man daripada tengok Morbius? Itu satu. And then second, maybe sebenarnya memang dia orang ada planning belakang tabir dengan Kevin Feige ke? Keluar ni dulu, lepas tu keluar ni. Deal? Deal. Sebab apa? Benda-benda yang dia orang dah connect. Ni tu dari Brazil
I
lah.
think traditionally December has been a very very competitive month. Kalau kau ingat 3 tahun lepas, that was the same year yang bulan Disember tu ada Aquaman, kau ada Into the Spider-Verse, and then kau ada lagi 4 movie all coming out in 14 days within Christmas and New Year's.
Yes.
Dan yang ironinya, yang menangnya was Aquaman dan juga Into the Spider-Verse. Yang lain semua Bumblebee, yang lain semua hancur. Taklah, maksudnya tak secemerlang lah. So Christmas is very ganas punya week to come out.
Christmas is when orang balik kampung, then dia orang bawa family pergi
cinema. Yeah.
There's this tradition in America. There's, you know, what I've learned lah from staying there, you know, they sampai sekarang pun what I notice is there are still people who doesn't care what the property is, you know,
asalkan nak
care,
tengok.
asalkan aku nak bawa keluarga tengok. Oh, ada Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay,
Ataupun ada Bumblebee atau Aquaman atau Into the Spider-Verse. Mana satu yang kanak-kanak nak tengok? Macam tu lah.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Because there are so much over there compared to dengan what we get. So it's like they don't care whether it's a superhero movie or not a superhero movie. Tata kau tengok, kau peminat Arnold Schwarzenegger, Arnold Schwarzenegger berlakon drama, okay aku pergi tengok.
So ni Ferry, satu lagi aku rasa kalau kau buat movie Christmas pun orang lagi, keluarga lagi nak tengok macam Last Christmas ke apa ke. That is the first dia orang punya priority kan.
Betul.
So kalau MCU buat satu kena-mengena dengan Christmas pasal movie dia, that mean it's a very bonus lah kalau orang nak tengok Christmas.
Ya, macam No Way Home lah. No Way Home kan very Christmas. That's why they taruh di December.
Yeah.
That's why lah. Yeah.
Pandai.
Okay. So kita ada satu soalan daripada Azri yang bertanya, dah tengok ke League John Campea? Yes, kita dah bincangkan tengah hari tadi di BuzzPopcast Bincang. So korang boleh tengok pendapat kita orang tentang sama ada gambar-gambar itu fake ataupun betul di BuzzPopcast Bincang tengah hari tadi.
Alright guys, so aku nak cakap sikit kat pasal John Campea tu. Aku ingatkan Grace Randolph yang buat.
Wan, kita dah cakap dah tengah hari tadi.
Oh ya, kau tengok. Sorry lah, aku tak boleh cakap. Aku kena NDA. Sorry, tengok tengah hari tadi guys. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
I have got the porphyria punya meaning. You guys want to listen or not?
Silakan. Apakah porphyria?
Ni kudu bagi tahu kan.
Porphyria is a group of liver disorders in which substances called porphyrins build up in the body, negatively affecting the skin or nervous system. So, apa kena dengan vampire?
Minum darah kot.
Symptoms of an attack include abdominal pain, which is sakit perut, chest pain, sakit dada, vomiting, muntah, confusion, constipation, susah nak berak, fever, high blood pressure.
Wow, kesiannya Vlad Dracula zaman dulu.
Tapi kalau liver biasanya berkaitan dengan darah kot, kan dia ada transfusion darah kan.
Maybe lah.
So maybe that's what they're trying to connect.
Sekejap. Ferry, you Google POR ke PRO ah? POR. Dia betul lah.
Okay. Kita boleh bincangkan lagi selepas habis sesi ni. So guys, terima kasih kerana menonton. Sorry kita menyimpang banyak malam ni dan kita start lambat. Sorry guys. Jumpa lagi di trailer-trailer bedah yang lain ataupun jumpa lagi di BuzzPopcast Bincang setiap tengah hari Isnin, Rabu dan Jumaat sekiranya kita tidak ada press screening. Esok kita akan cover Arcane episod 1 ke 3 di Netflix. Kalau korang peminat League of Legends, join us tomorrow. Itu saja untuk apa dia?
Supergirl.
Supergirl dah habis lah.
Ya,
Hapuslah
kan Tinelli
riwayat
kan.
kotoran degil. Dah mati dah. Hapuslah. Tak nak tengok pun ada Lois. Kecuali struggle dengan Superman Lois. But anyway guys, terima kasih kepada para panelis kita, Wan Muhammad daripada Aliwan Toy Shop, Faris Oman Yunus, kaki filem, dan juga Justin Chang, admin Marvel Films Malaysia. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having me. Bye guys.
Majulah fandom untuk negara. Bye.